So I know I've gone over a lot of information, but do you guys have any questions for me that you've been thinking about?
I did. I wrote down a few. Can we come to the classroom at any time to check on him?
Sure. We welcome parents as visitors at any time to the classrooms. We do have a policy that you have to sign in and sign out. And I just want to assure you that we will keep in constant contact. We send notes home every day in their backpacks, so you'll know what they worked on, what maybe he ate that day, if he was a little bit fussy, and we appreciate knowing that information back. If he's had a really bad night, we'd like for you guys to send us a note saying, oh, he was up in the middle of the night, I'm not sure if he's feeling well or not, just so we kind of have a heads up as well.
Perfect. All right.
And you had mentioned about the therapies and the different stuff, with the teachers. Would he deal with the same therapist all the time, or would it be, is there numerous ones where he rotate for different ones? I mean, as you can see, he's very friendly. He doesn't care about, there is no strangers. He loves to play with anybody. But would it be the same therapist working with him one-on-one?
Sure. Yes, it will be the same therapist assigned to him throughout the entire school year, unless, of course, we have an employee leave, but it would be the same person. We are fortunate that the early intervention physical therapy program you've been working with, that's their moonlighting job. They work full-time for us at the school district.
So we potentially could have the same therapist.
So you will have probably the exact same physical therapist at the school district that he has been receiving services from in early intervention. We would have a different speech therapist or OT or any of those other therapies he might need, but it will be the same consistent person throughout the school year that will work with him.
Okay.
That team will remain the same. And Gunner's going to be a rock star. I can tell already.
And who will be at the IEP meetings?
It's going to be a large meeting, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed when you walk into the room. I'll send you a written invitation at least 10 days prior to that meeting, and it will list the names and titles of everyone that will be invited to attend. We invite all of the early intervention providers.
Okay.
We'll invite both of you. We'll invite school district personnel, and then we will have personnel from Four Rivers, since we are the special education district who will be setting up the services for Gunner. It will include an administrator from the school, a special education teacher, a regular education teacher, you guys as parents, and then any of the therapists working with him or who might potentially be working with him. Again, it's a very large group, but I want you guys to feel comfortable.
Okay.
We will take breaks as needed, and we will be a part of that team that gets things going for him.
Okay. And then the aides. How is an aide paired up with him?
An individual aide, is that what you're talking about? Okay, that's one thing that we as a team will talk about at the IEP meeting, is whether or not he needs an individual aide.
Okay.
And then if so, the school district would go through a hiring process where they would put out an advertisement for a person that meets the certain needs and or meets the certain requirements of that position, and then they would hire that person. And then we will set up a time for them to meet with you and get to know Gunner. But again, that's a team decision. Not every child that goes to school gets an individual aide. Some of our programs start out with smaller numbers, and it may not be needed yet. It may be needed later. It's just something that we'll talk about as a team.
Okay. I think that's all the questions I have at this point.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll think of more within the next meeting.
Yes, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I will be in touch. We'll be talking about more of these areas in more detail in the next few months.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for letting me come today. I really appreciate it. And it was so nice to get to meet Gunner and learn more about him, and I'm so excited to start working with your family.
Thank you. We're excited, aren't we?
We're definitely going to miss him when he leaves early intervention, though.
We're not ready, huh?
And you're ready for us, aren't you? Thanks, Gunner.